Good evening. This is CTV News for Monday, December 14th. I'm Denise Douglas. Glad you could join us. While there is no credible threat against the National Capital Region, officials know that it is important to constantly be vigilant and prepared. Today, the Metropolitan Council of Governments, the Red Cross, and the Greater Washington Board of Trade held a meeting to discuss how to respond to a potential threat. Those who attended tell us that the focus going forward is not only helping agencies coordinate, but getting the public prepared.
It's not just about the backpack that's left unattended, but it's human behavior, and that's where the gap is. And my perspective from looking at all these cases is mental health, to not think it's a bother to call law enforcement. Let us be the tip of the spear to mitigate the concerns and decide whether or not it's just intelligence, or do we need to act upon that intelligence to help prevent the event.
There's some common concepts of developing a plan and knowing exactly what to do and thinking that through. There's also the common element of just having a way to stay informed. There are videos and messages that we've received from other colleagues that encourage people to run if they can, to hide if they can, and to fight. We've heard that message from our colleague partners as well.
The Red Cross offers tips on its website to responding to terrorism and other emergencies. Prince George's County Executive Rashawn Baker adds his name to a growing list of politicians urging the governor to toughen gun laws for people on the no-fly list. In a statement, Baker applauds Congressman Chris Van Hollen's effort to address the issue, saying the state needs to ban those gun sales to prevent possible acts of terrorism. The county executive is urging Hogan to utilize his power of executive order rather than barring all Syrian refugees from the state. Funeral arrangements have been made for the Montgomery County police officer who died after being hit by a motorist suspected of driving under the influence. On the night that he was struck, 24-year-old Noah Leota was working with the department's annual holiday alcohol task force. Visitation will be held this evening from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Covenant Life Church in Gaithersburg. Funeral services will be held December 15th at 11 a.m. in the same location. He will be buried immediately following the service at Judean Memorial Gardens in Olney. Closing arguments are held in the case against William Porter, the first Baltimore police officer being tried in connection with the death of Freddie Gray, who sustained a fatal neck injury while in police custody. Baltimore prosecutor Janice Bledsoe told jurors that Porter had the power to save Gray at least 4 times, but did not. Defense attorney Joseph Murtha called Gray's death, quote, a horrific tragedy, but not one that his client is responsible for. Meantime, Baltimore City is bracing for the verdict. Authorities are concerned that the trial's outcome could trigger more riots and protests like those seen on the day of Gray's funeral last April. An SUV crashes into a house this morning, sending 2 people to the hospital. The incident happened in Fairmount Heights around 2:30 a.m. Police say the vehicle was speeding when it lost control, jumped the curb, hit a tree, and then crashed into the front porch of a home in the 5200 block of Addison Road. 2 of the 5 passengers suffered minor injuries. No one in the home was hurt. The accident is under investigation.